What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are going to be taking a look at the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play that went live yesterday. Would have covered this last night, except I got home from dinner with my family, and in honor of St. Patrick's Day, I was a little drunk, and just kind of decided, you know what, I'll take a nap, and I woke up this morning. So I owe you guys the State of Play reaction. I mean, come on, this is Hogwarts Legacy. I've been very excited about this game. I really love the concept of, from what I believe this game is supposed to be, is an open world game where you're a student at Hogwarts, where you know, a created character. It's going to be an RPG. It's going to be set in Hogwarts, not during any of the films, any of the books, just its own thing. So I'm very excited for that. I have actually wanted a game where you kind of went and was just a student at Hogwarts for a little bit. I think that is going to be really fun. I'm really kind of hoping that it's just kind of like almost a school sim, you know, that you're going to go and just go to school. And yeah, there's probably going to be some larger elements at play. But for the most part, I just want to be a student at Hogwarts. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be really cool, just conceptually, you know, going to classes, getting better at certain spells, you know, kind of, you know, maybe you're gonna play as a character that's good with potions, but maybe not as good as at charms, or maybe you're good at charms, but maybe not as good as at like attack spells or this, that, you know. I really want to see how that all breaks down. And again, I've not seen any of this, so maybe I'm working on bad information. But from everything I've heard, this game sounds like it's going to be right up my alley. I'm super excited for this game. Really, this is one of the big three games that I've wanted to see talked about at a State of Play. I even mentioned this last week at the last State of Play, that I wanted to see this game talked about. I also want to see Spider-Man, or the Spider-Man sequel that Insomniac's working at. Yes, I know Miles Morales was great. Miles Morales is kind of weird. That game's kind of like, it's somewhere between a DLC expansion and a full game. I get it, it was a launch title, but it was a really good game, really cool, giving Miles his own screen time. But again, I am very excited to see Peter come back, Mary Jane come back, maybe Black Cat, all this. You know, we know Venom's going to be a part of it. Really excited for that game. I'm really excited for God of War Ragnarok, with seeing where Kratos is going to go now that he's really kind of accepted who he was and who he is. Atreus knows he's Loki. You know, how the story of Ragnarok is going to be changed with Loki not being raised by Odin, instead of being raised by Kratos, the Greek god of war. And I think that game's going to be really cool too. So really, those are the big three Sony games that I've been waiting to hear shit from, and we finally get word on Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just going to keep rambling if I don't start this, so we're going to start this real quick. Yesterday I was supposed to post the weekly show. I was going to do the weekly show today, or do this yesterday, do the weekly show today. That's just getting pushed back. I'm doing this today, and I'll probably have we'll talk some news articles and stuff like that tomorrow. So, if you were wondering. Oh yeah, link to this video is in the description if you want to watch it without my commentary, then come back and hear my thoughts, whatever. Okay, and I know I'm pausing real quick. It's interesting to see Avalanche working on this game. Avalanche, at least I believe this is the same Avalanche studio that was responsible for the Mad Max video game, which I fucking loved that game. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this more. And I don't want to say, because Harry Potter gets kind of dark, but it's not Mad Max dark. It's a different kind of dark. I'm just kind of curious to see what kind of world they're going to create here.
Lumos.
Yeah, I remember that spell in the second Harry Potter game, where you had to Sorry, it's just loud. Where you had to fight those like ghost wolves after the Whomping Willow boss. Anybody remember that? That was in the Chamber of Secrets. Oh wait, yeah, it was the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
Okay, we're already doing something that I wish we wouldn't do. Sorry, we're already doing something that I'm not a big fan of, that I was kind of hoping against, that it would have this big world-changing circumstances. I was kind of hoping that we'd see something on a much more micro scale, that we are just just another student at the school, that we are just that we're just a regular guy, kind of at times maybe thrust into some more extraordinary circumstances. Yes, I'm speaking extraordinary in the context of a world where magic and all this exists. But, oh no, we are the special snowflake who can to mess with this ancient magic, and, we have to do all this world-changing shit. I was kind of hoping against that.
To solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Actually, I'm very on board with this.
You will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies at...
Okay, that's interesting. So we're coming in as a 5th year. We aren't starting off as a first-year Hogwarts student. So I guess that's an explanation of how we're going to have more power than just a first-year Hogwarts student. Again, I'd kind of like to see us go through the first year or whatever, but whatever. Although I do like the concept that I'm not sure how to answer this, how to say this. I kind of hope it's almost random or something, how it decides what house we're in, that it's not just simply pick your house, but it's interesting. I like to create a character. I like the fact that we can be in any of the 4 houses. It's not just Gryffindor. It's, we can even end up in Slytherin. I like that idea.
Attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way...
Okay, I love that guy's performance. One. I've already said I like the concept that we're going to go to all the different classes and get better at different spells and whatnot. Like I said, I do hope it is kind of like a almost a system like Fire Emblem 3 Houses, where we go to the different schools or go to the different classes or whatever, and we actually train up and we can become better in the individual classes. Maybe we have strengths and weaknesses. That would be really cool. The other thing I wanted to make a mention of is I said I like the whole kind of create a character thing, but I really hope the character has a name. I really hope they're not just saying, hey, you're the new guy, or what the herbology professor said, calling us the newest rose in the garden. Like, come on, give us a name. I want a name and a voice. Those are my 2 things with my main character. I'm fine with creating my main character, but name and a voice, I need those.
Way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you 2.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
You may begin.
Alright, that's really cool looking.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
Interesting.
You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before.
So that's where the house elves create the, cook all the food. I know this bathhouse. I can't think what it's for, though. Was this the bathhouse that Harry went to when he was... Oh, shit. What, the fourth book, I'm a bit of a nerd. I remember weird shit from Harry Potter, even though trust me, I remember bits and pieces. I don't remember everything. What was it? The golden egg during the Triwizard Tournament, he submerged himself underwater. Was that, didn't he go to like the prefect's bathroom or something like that? Wasn't that what this was? Either way, I like the idea of finding the secrets and it kind of looks like a more in-depth version of the old Harry Potter games. Again, I always remember the Chamber of Secrets video game, because that was the one that I remember playing a lot way back when, as a kid on my PS2. So, that game, you kind of had classes, and there were dungeons, and there were shortcuts and stuff like that, but it seems like a lot more in-depth. Like, the classes are actually learning and improving your skills and learning new spells and new items to grow, and you can make potions and stuff like that. So I'm really curious about that stuff. Hogwarts itself just looks really cool to run around in and explore. Although when they said like between classes, my brain just went, oh my god, is this bully set in Harry Potter world? Which actually I'm very okay with. I also want to play some Quidditch.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Nearly had the snick. But I was wondering about that. I'm like, that Charms professor doesn't look like Flitwick. Because if I remember, Flitwick was he was a gnome, right? Or he was tiny. I don't remember what the hell his... Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering something from a video game wrong. I don't know. But that's what I thought. I thought that Charms professor didn't seem right. It seemed like a different character, the herbology professor. I mean, it also makes sense, seeing that this game takes place, I don't want to say outside of the canon, but outside of the book series and whatnot, that we don't have the same professors and everything. Though I was kind of hoping that maybe like McGonagall and some other people that we'd know, like Snape and whatnot, would be there. But again, I understand that they want to get away from that, so they don't have to worry about comparisons like between the actors of whoever would voice Snape or voice McGonagall or whatever would be compared to the movies or whatever. Just kind of let this be its own thing. I really do like that idea.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Yes, voice!
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
That's cool.
Lumos.
That chick flying by on the broom just made me go, oh, please Quidditch. Please Quidditch.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock Hogwarts loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
Okay.
You could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child?
It's a dope hat.
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm glad we're gonna start talking about like how combat and whatnot's gonna work. I don't know, like you're seeing companions and whatnot. You know, we've seen a Slytherin boy, a Gryffindor girl. I'm kind of hoping that we get to, again, it kind of like, I'm hoping there's like dialogue options that we get to almost decide, do we want to be a good person, a bad person? Do we want to be, you know, who we want to make friends with? It's not just, here's your cast of friends. I actually kind of hope it is more of a, I don't want to say a social sim, but has those elements where, again, I get to kind of pick my alignment and who I am a little more friends with. And because, you know, I mean, you'd assume that some Slytherin and some Gryffindors wouldn't mesh well together. So, you know, like I said, maybe I'd have to, I don't know. I'm not wanting like a full on like Paragon Renegade system from like Mass Effect, but I am wanting something where it's not just always the same thing every time I play, or that it's not just aesthetic, which house I choose.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Defender! Apollo!
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
Okay, this looks really cool.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness. Slam with Descendo, Roast with Incendio, devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Wall.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
And that was something else I was hoping for. I was really hoping for various styles. It's not just a simple combo system. It is actually, I have multiple spells and style of spell slinging and everything at my disposal. Again, it's very much an RPG. It's what I'm hoping for.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells.
Stealth.
And potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
I'm actually really interested in this stuff.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies. In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering...
Okay, I love the idea of... Again, it just even brings in more combat styles. You know, do you want to be a wizard that focuses, or witch, whatever, that focuses on using plants, or do you just want to grow the plants so you can become better at potions? I think the first character I'm gonna play, I really want to go deep into the potions, especially if it has like a fun alchemy system. I hope it's not just like a QTE sort of thing where it's like press X to add this. Like, no, you actually have to learn the recipes and you actually craft them yourself. Maybe I'm hoping for a little too much. You know, it's like you have to remember this and this and this goes into this recipe, so then you have to, looking at your stuff, I have to grab this and put it there and then blah 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 blah. I hope it's a little more in depth, but I go nuts for a fun alchemy system.
Broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And
remember this question I had earlier?
Their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin.
We've been over this, boy. Figs cannot reverse a curse.
With a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If I get to choose which house I'm in or whatever, I'm probably gonna go Slytherin, and he's gonna be my best friend, because I just heard a charismatic kind of rule breaker. I'm like, oh, okay, he's right up my alley.
To the room of requirement.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
Oh, that's
You're
cool.
Introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you. Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
So from what we saw, because I mean, the Room of Requirement, it was, I can't remember which Harry Potter it was first introduced in. I know it was used a lot in the 5th book, was where they trained in Defense Against the Dark Arts. But I like the concept that it's kind of used as his like secret home base, so you can kind of grow plants, so you don't have to go and find them out in the world. You can brew potions better here. You can create your upgrades and all this. I kind of like it as your kind of like your central, not maybe a hub, but I'm gonna say hub. It's a cool idea.
A helpful house elf named Deke.
Oh, and also the fact that you can it looks like you can almost customize it to your own needs. You know, you maybe don't need to grow all the plants and everything if you're not really doing it much with potions with that character. So you could build other things that would help you in other areas. So, because you saw it was like, build with this much moonstone, build a T-shaped potion stand or whatever. So it looks like it's more built around however you want to play the game. And you can actually customize your little hub.
Helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it? Beak isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely
cool, we get a house elf
space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
Nifty. Oh, cool kitty.
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear.
Okay.
But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement.
Wait a minute, wasn't that that bag that he absorbed that thing into? Wasn't that what oh my god, what name of the character from Fantastic Beasts? Newt? I'm probably wrong. Wasn't that what he used? That little briefcase thing? Anyone?
But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets.
So we just saw him use a killing curse, which is, if I remember correctly, forbidden magic. So maybe I am correct that we do get to see some dark shit in this game. God damn it, man! I was pumped for this game when I didn't know a lot about it, and now that I'm seeing a lot more specifics kind of roll in, oh my god, man! I'm just licking my chops, man. I am so ready.
Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Alright, give me a release date. Give me a release date. Come on, you can do it, game. Oh, that hurts a little bit. That hurts. Oh, holiday 2022. The only reason that hurts is because that is too far away. I want it now.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy. Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years. The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have.
See, I think that's what that guy just said. I think that's probably one of the most important bits about this game. Because look, I'm coming at this as a casual fan of Harry Potter. I mean, I really did enjoy the books. I think I've seen every movie except for the last one, with the second part of Harry Potter 7. I saw the first Fantastic Beasts, and after that one, I decided, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see the rest of them. Although I know, isn't Mads Mikkelsen in the new one? Maybe that would make it worth it, but I'd have to see the others. So, either way, excuse me, choking on my own spit. I like the fact that it's like you said, that authenticity is important. The fact that if we're gonna do something in this game, we want to make it feel right. It can't just be we're doing something, because I mean, this is this series and this brand has such a love and such I don't want to say rabid, but has such a passionate fan base that if you want this to be successful at all, it has to feel real. It has to feel like it's coming from a place of knowledge of the source material. I mean, it's like I said, like you're hearing how fanboyish and excited I'm getting when I'm not even a massive fan of the franchise. I mean, I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy the series, but I'm not a Harry Potter fanboy. I'm still so excited about this. Imagine what some other people who are more, who are even bigger fans would be thinking about this. And look at that pause face.
For the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We were creating.
And see, and with this open world and the idea that we can explore and go around, maybe after our school day, and we can go and do side quests, and we can. This is going to be a true open world RPG. This isn't going to be a kind of on rails game, kind of like the old Harry Potter games. I'm actually really hoping that what we're going to get out of this is it's something almost like Bully. Where, yes, certain chunks of the story take place within these seasons, within this time, this full school year, but in between that, we go through days at kind of our own pace. You know, we can go do missions, we can go do side stuff, we can go find collectibles, we can go do whatever, and then at a certain time of day, we have to return to our house, we have to sleep. You know, maybe we have to sneak in and avoid the prefects, and then we wake up the next day, we go to class, and we can... eventually we, again, get free time and we can go explore again, and we can go do main missions, or we can go do side missions, or we can explore, we can do all that stuff, again, like on our time. And then once we hit that certain story bit, then the game progresses and we see the next season or whatever. Again, that's how Bully was set up. It was set up in fall, winter, spring, and summer. So I'm kind of hoping that's what we see out of this game, is something that we can kind of do things at our own pace, and that we're not always on a time crunch, that the game's like, well, nope, you missed this in this time, so now the story's got to keep going. No, it is very, we can take things at our own speed.
Creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, in the wizarding world that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the wizarding world from, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading.
Okay, look, we know that the main character has a voice, which I'm all on board with, but again, for the love of God, tell me he has a name. I know, that's the last thing that I really need to know. Please tell me he's not just the Avatar. He's not the player. He has a name.
In the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that, and then beyond, we would go into the films.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was...
I know I keep pausing here, but I like that concept of how they've kind of crafted the world from a visual perspective. They didn't just look at the movies and say, we're going to make that. We're not just going to look at the books and try and recreate that. We kind of made a hybrid, I don't want to say a hodgepodge, but we kind of found that ground of, we were able to do our own thing, because again, we're taking place well before anything that really is in the books or films. But at the same time, it stays true to how it's described in the books, how it was shown in the movies. But again, like I said, it's still its own thing. I keep saying I'm so on board with that.
Pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. As a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? What's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all that together.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
I'm hoping for a really cool
We
collector's
truly hope
edition.
You enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Yeah, I'm
That's our show.
I'm super excited for this game, man. If you couldn't tell, why am I gushing? I can't wait. But also, like I said, I'm really hoping for a cool collector's edition. I don't know, maybe like a wand or some sort of cool statue. I always love my cool statues. Add to my my just random ass collection of stuff. I've got my domino mask from Persona 5. I've got an On statuette sitting up here on my desk. I've got my mask from Ghost of Tsushima. I've got my Ellie statue somewhere else in my office from The Last of Us Part 2. I've got collectibles from just a kind of a weird group of games. But no, man, I'm really hoping for a cool collector's edition for this because I'm so splurging on this game. I am so excited. So yeah, holiday 2020 or 2022, whatever year we're in right now. God damn it, man, that just feels so far away. But I'm so ready for more details and whatever on this game. So guys, tell me what you thought of the game down below, my nerdiness, whatever. As always, like, comment, not already, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more next time. But until then, my name's AJ Gell. This is Something Like Game Channel. I'm out.